channel. It's Shania. If you're new here, now you know me. If you don't subscribe to my channel, you definitely should before you head out of here. So in today's video, we're going to be creating my 2023 vision board. Hopefully you guys will join me in doing so, because this is a step-by-step tutorial on how you guys can get familiar with Canva and also make your own 2023 vision board using Canva. I use Pinterest as well. I know a lot of people use Tumblr, or they use maybe just like the internet to find pictures. Whichever way you find pictures is totally fine. Pretty much I'm just going to walk you guys through how to create your background and everything going forward. So if that sounds good to you, stay tuned because we're about to hop right into it. Alright guys, first thing you want to do is open Canva. You're going to click create new design, custom size, and then you're going to make the width 1640 by 2360. This is going to make you the perfect wallpaper size for an iPad Air 2022. I'm going to try to include down below in the comment section the correct sizes for any other device you may be using. Now you're going to go to Pinterest or wherever you're getting your images from, and I created a board on Pinterest just to compile all the images together and so that I can see the overall vibe it's going to have at the end. This is typically the funnest part because you get to search for all your images and find everything you're going to put on your board. So to save these images and get them from Pinterest, you're going to click the three dots to the top right and you're going to click download image, and it's going to say image downloaded. You're going to click the three dots, download image, it's going to say downloaded, same thing again, and then same thing again. Now I'm going to quickly speed through the rest of them, but that's just how you're going to get all these images to save to wherever your photos go on your device. That way you can actually insert them into Canva. Once you have everything downloaded, you can open your Photos app and see that all the photos are there. You're going to go to Canva, you're going to click the Uploads icon on the left tab bar. You're going to click Upload Files and Photo Library, and you're just going to select wherever you have them. And all you have to do is just select all the photos that you want to add in, and you're going to click Add. Now they're going to fill in this little like selection bar that you see here. I personally like to let that icon, the Uploads icon, fill up with the blue liquid. That means all the photos have been fully processed and loaded in. I prefer to do that just so the photos aren't like blurry or like really like checkerboard like. So once they're done, of course that whole icon will fill back up and it'll just go back to how it was before, as you can see here. Now you can just add all your pictures in by tapping them, and they're going to appear on top of that white background that you have to the right. Now you can do this one by one and kind of like decide where you want them to go, but for me personally, I just wanted to add all of them in first and then kind of move everything around, but it's totally up to you what you would like to do. Now once you have all the pictures on there, you're going to click that little arrow, that little tab in the middle, and it's going to enlarge your workspace. Now for me, I'm just personally sizing down a lot of the pictures so that way I can see everything without having to like, move these larger pictures around. And there was no particular placement. I was just putting things aside. It doesn't have to be special or perfect yet. This is just us kind of preparing everything to actually start to create our vision board. So once you have all the pictures sized down, you're going to click add page at the bottom. It's going to create a whole new page of the same dimensions, so that way you can move everything from that page into a nice clutter-free space. So I know it can be intimidating to start putting everything on the board. I start by having a center quote, what I want to base that year around. Mine is turn the pain into power. You want to pick something that resonates with you if you do decide to go with this method. Otherwise, you could just start dragging everything and just kind of figuring out where it looks good to you. Quick tip for overlapping photos. If you ever want to move a photo in front of another or behind it, you're going to simply select the photo that you would like to move, click the three dots next to the trash can, and it's going to bring up this menu. And you can see in the middle of this menu, it has send backwards, send to back, bring forward, bring to front, and to the left of that has a visual to show you what that means. So send backwards means you're going to send that picture one back, so whatever picture you place before that is going to go behind that picture. Send to back means you're sending it all the way to the back, meaning every other picture is going to be in front of that picture now. So here's an example of you sending something backward. I select this UGG picture and I click send backward. It sends it behind the Apple Watch picture, as you can see here. All of this goes in the order that you place the pictures. So the UGG picture was on top of the Apple Watch picture before we moved it backwards because I placed the UGG picture after I placed the Apple Watch picture. So now I'm going to show you how you move a photo all the way to the back. It's pretty much the same concept. I literally shrunk down the Sheen picture. You're going to have it selected, click the three dots, and that menu is going to come up, and then you're going to click send backward, and it sends it behind every photo that it's overlapping. So now you can see it's completely behind all of those photos. To rotate a picture like you see me doing here with the Sheen photo, you're going to simply select the photo that you would like to rotate, click the curved arrows at the bottom, and you're just going to turn it until you find your desired angle. And if you look at the Holy Bible photo, this is an example of you moving a photo all the way to the front. As you can see, originally it was behind the other photos. Now it's completely in front of all the other photos. And again, I did that by selecting the Holy Bible photo, and then I clicked those 3 dots next to the trash can, and I select it in the menu to bring it to the front, meaning I'm bringing it in front of every other photo. So hopefully you guys have gotten the general concept of how to move a photo in front or behind one another, as well as rotating or cropping that photo. Now I'm going to rewind it back to the beginning just to better explain how I placed everything, as well as give you some tips to make sure that these manifestations and this vision board actually works for you this year. Now, personally for me, the upper left corner, I put traveling, relationship type stuff, the type of life that I wanted to personally have. In the upper right corner, I began to put things that were really, really important to me, the things that I really wanted to achieve this year: a new apartment, a new car, how I want my bank account to look in terms of the balance down to the very last digit. I even took it a step further by screenshotting my actual account balance and then photoshopping it to make it feel more realistic, to help me envision it a lot better. Bottom right corner was basically like monetary things that I wanted: shoes, clothes, Apple products, the YouTube subscriber amount that I want to have, things like that, amongst other things. So this is how I personally set everything up. You do not have to do it that way, but the only piece of advice I would definitely give you with whatever way you decide to do it, make sure it's visually pleasing to you, that when you look at it, you're going to look at it for more than a second. Don't do it in a way where it's like you're going to look at it, but it's like a quick glance and you don't really pay any attention to any of the things on there. You want to look at it in a way where your brain starts to actually generate thoughts around it. You want to get your brain active with the things that you want. You want to make sure that it's visually pleasing to you, so that way when you look at it, you're looking at it for a longer duration of time. Therefore, you're really kind of putting yourself in the position to imagine the type of person you need to be, the type of person you have to be to actually attract those things to you, versus you just looking at it and being like, oh, that's cute, oh, that's nice. No, you want to think about the fact that you're going to get this year. If it's a car, if it's an apartment, plan out your finances, wherever you get money from, whether it's a job, whether it's, a business that you have. You want to plan out what you're spending or what you're not going to spend and put aside for these things, so that way, even if it's the smallest bit that you're putting away, you have the money to put towards that car, that apartment. If you have traveling, if you have self-care on your vision board, yes, that deals with money, but it also deals with time management. If you do not have the time to do these things, then how are you expecting to achieve them? How are you expecting them to actually be a part of your life this year and moving forward? So I'm hoping that you guys are starting to get what I'm saying here. Yes, manifesting does work, but you have to put yourself in the position for your manifestations to work. Meaning some of these things will manifest on its own, but other things you may have to put in a little bit of work for those manifestations to actually manifest. You want to be able to kind of think of things that will lead you to the goal that you put on these vision boards, instead of it just being a cute background for you. Because if it's just a cute background, you're going to wonder why at the end of the year you don't have the things that you want. You have to be able to emulate the person. You have to be able to feel what that person feels. You have to do the things that that person will do. For example, like I mentioned, you have to plan out your finances. You have to plan out your time better. If you're going to want to do these things, you're going to have the time to do these things. If you want to be able to afford these things, you have to make sure that you're not blowing your money on things that you really don't need or that won't contribute to you getting your manifestations. So a more simply put version of that last part is, how do you expect these things to manifest in your life if you're doing things that are counterproductive or doing things that are actually working against your manifestation manifesting?
Even if you gotta leave somebody,